This sweet little 4-pound peanut came to visit me this week in the studio. You heard me. I said 4 pounds. She was a whole whopping 4 pounds. But she came to the studio. I always start with my wrap shots. And this is a normal speed video of me putting her into the froggy position. This can look a little funny, and for her it looks really funky because my hands look so big because she was just so dainty and so sweet. Anytime I do this shot, I like to explain to baby as well as parents what I'm doing. I mean, if I were sleeping and somebody was messing with me, I would want to know what they were doing. And from a parent standpoint, like if somebody was handling my baby and it just looks awkward, then I would absolutely want them to explain to me what they're doing. So I do that for my clients because that's something that I would want. You see me with my hand here just feeling for the heater. I want to make sure that she's feeling the heat, but that it's not overly hot or that it's blowing too directly on her. So I do adjust that heater. And then I go in to pull up baby's feet so that way they sit behind the elbow. For me, this is a balancing act, and while I don't take my hands off of baby, I definitely want to make sure that baby is balanced and baby is posed correctly. Those feet are not only cute, but they do provide support to baby's arms, and sometimes the feet don't even touch and it's just for the cuteness, and that's okay. She's got shorter legs, so her feet definitely didn't touch behind her elbows, but I could still see all 10 of her beautiful toes. This is me just continuing to go in and work to pull those toes up. I really like to see all 10 toes. And then you can see me working with her elbow there, just kind of push it back just a little bit. So that way I have good even elbows. I can see her toes and I'm getting all of those sweet little baby details. This shot is done as a composite, which means I take a picture of baby's wrists and like the forehead down, and then I take a picture of the chin up, and I'm taking full pictures, so my hands are in these photos, and then I just composite them together to make one photo because that is the safest way to do this with baby. Gary, my light, was being a complete turd during this session. His modeling light kept turning off because I think he was getting too hot. And I couldn't get him to turn back on. So I did have to shoot this several times and adjust my light. When I have my modeling light on, I'm able to see where those shadows fall. And I definitely like my shadows to fall in a certain place in all of my images. I feel like it provides consistency and it's just part of my style overall. You can see here that I am adjusting my light, and even though I've already shot everything that I needed, I wanted to make sure that I had more and that it was exactly what I wanted. I don't want to give my clients something that I'm just semi-okay with. I want to give them something that I love, and so taking the time to adjust the light definitely is a preference of mine because I just want to make sure that it's right. So now that my light is adjusted, I've got her adjusted again. I go in and I take some more photos. I'm such an overshooter. It's kind of ridiculous, but it's fine. We're fine here. My camera probably hates me because its shutter count is really high, but I mean, I can buy another camera. I can't go back and do these photos if I'm unhappy with them. Once I got these shots, I got it from straight on and I got it from the side. You can see me checking the back of my camera just to make sure that I got exactly what I wanted. And then Gary's modeling light magically turns back on. So I felt obligated to do a whole nother set, even though I'd already gotten it. And that's okay. No harm, no foul. I think it turned out great. And I did reshoot it all. So I shot it straight on and I shot it again from the side. And you're going to see me do the swap with my hands. I think it's ridiculous how big my hands look against this sweet, tiny little peanut. But when I tell you she did this pose flawlessly and she held it for 4 minutes, long enough for me to overshoot, adjust my light, and then overshoot some more. And then I guess I'm adjusting my camera for you guys now. Who knows? Emily is just doing all of the things, and we adjusted I adjusted my phone, so I'm going to shoot again. That cracked me up. so hard. I cracked me up. When I go back and watch these, I'm like, geez, Emily, you could have done like 4 more poses in the time it took you to do all of the things you did, all of the overshots you took. But at the end of the day, my client turns out with great photos. And this little peanut, baby Lauren, did not hate it. Here I am showing parents what I've done, showing them how stable baby is. And she was just so sleepy that she was floppy and not super, super stable. So my hands would have stayed on her the whole time regardless. And you can see here she moved. But here is our final shot. And then my favorite shot of the session is this one. And then here she is in the basket. So perfect.